Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Brown Box, where we pick an album that we fancy, that we want to maybe surprise the other person with, and then talk about it just a little bit. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Chris.
And we're going to just reach into the box here and pull out whatever we have this week.
Okay.
And
you have something this week.
Oh, yeah, I brought this, but hold on a minute. Are we doing Brown Box or are we doing Dylan Box?
I don't know.
I believe this is a crossover.
Dylan's escaping out of one box into another.
Exactly. So we are doing a crossover episode here where I brought you something that you're not going to find everywhere. This is not something that is in Dylan's official catalog. This is what we call a bootleg. Okay, so this was purchased at a fine record store near me in the used section, and I had to have it because it's a pretty good price, but also it's captured live from a time period you don't hear much about here, which is the 1981 European tour.
Oh,
so I believe, and then I had to especially buy this because at the bottom here it says it's an excellent quality line recording. You won't believe your ears. I think it's supposed to say live recording, but it's an excellent quality line recording. Line. You won't believe your ears. So
they could mean that it's just right line off the board.
Okay.
Out of the board.
Oh, okay.
Live and line.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah.
But it's so I believe it's from like the end of his Christian era.
Okay.
Maybe 81, right?
Right.
And so you have songs like he's pulling in from all eras. So it starts with the times they are changing, but then he goes into "Gotta Serve Somebody," and then "I Believe in You," and then like the Rolling Stones. So he's playing a lot of his hits, but then he's also working in other things that "Slow Train Coming," and he even does Lenny Bruce's "Dead."
Wow,
which is pretty cool. So yeah, this is a really kind of neat document of Dylan in this era.
So as a recording, then you're saying it's pretty solid.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's in when you say line, it's like so it sounds like a soundboard, I guess, recording.
Yeah, soundboard kind.
So it sounds good in terms of the quality. I think just like the quality of the vinyl itself. When you buy a bootleg, it's not always going to be like the 180 gram heavyweight.
This
so you'll get a little,
This feels kind of heavy.
Yeah, well, it's got two in here. Yeah. So maybe it's but it's you'll get a little bit of pops and whatnot, but it's still great to have.
Well, I think it's also when we did the his Christian box set.
Oh yeah,
the movie that's included in it, the live part that was in there it's sort of stunning because folks who scattered it to the winds because Dylan was talking about Jesus missed out on one of his best bands.
Yes. And
most rocking, tight, organized thing. My favorite moment is when Sans guitar, or he's not trying to play keyboard, where he's just holding his microphone and you just realize he doesn't really do this very much.
No.
So at the beginning, he looks kind of awkward. It's just a little of the.
He always needs that guitar or something to.
Yeah, it looked like the Monkees thing, or he was kind of doing that, and then all of a sudden he gets lost in that music, and then he's like,
he's a showman.
He's just doing it, and then he walks off the stage, just like Mike dropped that thing, and he just saunters off the thing, and you say, well, that period sort of re-energized him as a rocker too.
Sure, yeah.
And to have an album that is in this transition to where it's in the summertime. Harsh Stone. Oh, Harsh of my heart and mind.
Yeah.
But still having Blowing in the Wind, still having Mr. Tambourine Man, is that he was, at that juncture where he said, I'm not having to give up this message and this, but I can increase my audience and increase the message by peppering with things that other folks want to hear.
Right.
This is going to carry further because of my song choice.
It was still in a set list, and I think he had done like 3 albums total, right? And then he did Infidels like right after that, which still had some remnants of that, But yeah, it would have been just. I'm thinking too. It's great to have seen him in this time period. You know, if you're in Oslo, Norway,
I wasn't.
in 81, but like just imagine, hey, let's go see this guy Bob Dylan, you know,
Yeah.
and then
It's-
what do you get? I mean, you get like this whole kind of career retrospective.
Yeah.
It's a great show. I mean, you know, and you're getting not only the hits, but you're getting some of the deeper cuts as well.
What's successful on Infidels is that that's a really good rock album.
It is. It's great.
And I don't think he gets to that pinnacle
No.
without going through and honing down this band.
Yeah.
And even though he uses different players, I think he has lots of peaks as a rock musician.
Mm-hmm.
And even his choice to go into electric music was an adventure.
Yes.
And you listen to some of that stuff, and it's raw and crazy. And
Oh,
he's
yeah.
just yelling in the microphone. It's punkish.
Very.
And then some folks will pick other albums and other eras of his kind of rock self, but because his audience had dwindled because of the message, because of the Christianity, they missed this rock person kind of re-engaging who brings gospel into it.
Yes.
I love when he's just playing the piano on when he returns.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's very touching and emotional.
Emotional,
It's
but it's-
closest that he gets to that.
it is, but it's still a rock song. Now in his bands, now he can play any music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this is where he kind of started this, and like even before this, when we talked about Budokan, where he started tinkering with the arrangements of his songs,
Right.
which was, he figured out that I don't have to be the studio guy, because his studio albums are completely a separate thing from his live acts, if you've
Right.
seen him before, right? But he started to kind of tinker with the song arrangements, present them a little bit differently, and also just what he does still to this day is like keeping his own band on their toes.
Yeah.
And just, I'm going to go into this song, but it's going to sound like a waltz, or
Yeah.
we're going to do a blues, we're going to do it in a whole different timing. So it's neat to see as he progresses post this era and then goes into the whatever it is, the never ending tour,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
it's just constantly evolving as an artist, and
Yeah.
showing us that these songs are meant to be manipulated in real time.
And he
Mhm.
delivers on that promise.
Yes, he does.
You're halfway through the song. I don't know.
I don't.
what
Yeah.
this
Oh,
is.
that's what that is.
Oh, times are changing. But this is a good time to celebrate this brown box edition here
Mhm.
that Ryan brought live in Oslo.
Mhm.
Bob Dylan. I can't give a thumbs up yet, but I'm gonna listen to it now
Yeah.
because he,
If you can find it,
he forced it on.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm sure it's on YouTube, but like there's a lot of resources online for you to find.
Right.
Dylan around this era, all of his live stuff to me is amazing.
Right.
It's just so good to listen to any of it. So I would recommend this one
okay.
to anyone wanting to dive deep. Yeah. Well, I think that's all we have right now for Brown Box. We'll be back for another episode soon. I'm Ryan,
I'm Chris.
and we'll see you all soon.